2023. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Lance Brock here. And it is definitely time to talk about tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. We got a special episode again tonight. Dynamite Homecoming, which will be live from Jacksonville, Florida. The return of AEW to Daily's Place. I'm sure if you are a long-time AEW fan watching during the COVID pandemic days, you definitely remember the shows at Daily Place back when fans weren't allowed at the shows. So what they did was, at the time, as a very rude truck drives by, people are so rude, they don't care if people are recording podcasts on their walks to work or not. They're just rude and drive by anyway. I was saying, during the COVID pandemic era of pro wrestling, AEW, that was their home at Jacksonville, Daily's Place. And like I said, since they couldn't have the fans there, they had all the wrestlers that were working as extras at the time on Dark Elevation fill in the crowd and pretty much be the fans for those shows. I know the Guns, they were in the crowd. Austin and Colton, they were probably two of the loudest ones that really cheered, booed, whatever in the crowd. I'm going to say Sky Blue was in there, maybe Julia Hart when she was doing the cheerleader gimmick still. She might have been there at the time, but definitely remember watching a lot of shows, AEW shows, I should say, at Daily's Place. And one of the things I remember most about AEW being at Daily's Place was definitely the Dark Order storyline with Mr. Brody Lee. That's where he was about to be revealed in like the first Blood and Guts match, I believe. And with COVID starting up at that time and everything, that's when those shows were canceled. And then they had to debut him at Daily's Place. And he had a great run as an Exalted One of the Dark Order. And he was great on TV. He had some really good matches with guys like Moxley. And not only that though, but that was when Dark Order was probably at its funniest on being the Elite. I remember the sketches they did, or skits I was trying to say. I think, sorry about that, I think I was trying to say either skits or sketches, and I put them together. But the skits they did on BTE were really funny at the time, and really, I think that's actually, because I did watch Being the Elite from the beginning pretty much, but I kind of took a break from it, kind of stopped watching it, and then I started watching it again, and I saw the stuff with Brody Lee and the rest of the Dark Order, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno. 5 at the time was still there. And the stuff with them, Silver and Reynolds being the recruiters, and then them trying to get guys like Griff Garrison, Hangman Page into the Dark Order, and then they would end up messing it up, and then Brody Lee would throw the papers at them. And now on to tonight's Dynamite Homecoming on TBS, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight we will have some big tag team action. Powerhouse Hobbs and Konosuke Takeshita representing the Don Callis family. Of course, Don Callis will be in their corner, taking on the team of the Icon Sting and Darby Allin. And in their corner, they will have the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We will see the AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. Actually, I have to admit, this one, at the time when they first announced it, I was kind of surprised because I wasn't really thinking, but this is the first appearance of Samoa Joe in Daily's Place tonight on Dynamite Homecoming. We will also see the first singles match between Absolute Ricky Starks as he takes on Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God. That I think will be a really good match. Definitely worth tuning into Dynamite to see that one. And representing the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli will be taking on Hangman Adam Page, which is one I see being a really good match. Plus, we will see Thunder Rosa, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale take on the TBS champion Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Saraya, and Ruby Soho. Actually, that's not just one match. We'll see Thunder Rosa versus Julia Hart, and then the other ones are appearing. I messed that up. And we will also see the Rated R Superstar Adam Copeland tag team match. This should be interesting. The AEW International Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and the Natural Dustin Rhodes taking on the Gates of Agony. Or actually, sorry, I'm all over the place. Preston Vance and Adam Copeland will be teaming with Orange Cassidy and Dustin Rhodes to take on the Gates of Agony, Brian Cage and Lance Archer. That's all tonight. AEW Dynamite live 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS from Daily's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Tonight, I do hope to have a live episode, or not live episode, but an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic to talk all about Dynamite Homecoming, to get ready for this big weekend. Once again, we have a huge Saturday in pro wrestling coming up. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of 360 Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Like I said, might be for 360 Wrestling Fanatic tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. So hope everyone tunes in, and once again, thank you, and until next time, have a great pro wrestling day.